Let me know you're recording.
Yeah, we good.
My day? Oh, it's good. I work. Oh, IT. I work in IT.
Got to introduce my boy Smitty right here.
Yeah.
He's from Atlanta, former Atlanta cop, motorcycle cop. And what's your name, man? I'm sorry.
It's Mike.
Mike. And Mike, you do what for a living?
I'm a curator of events.
Okay.
Art, poetry, financial literacy.
And this is David.
Oh, that's what's up.
Mike.
That's what's up.
And you all know David and Chris.
That's right. Chris behind the scenes.
Yeah.
All right.
So I had some questions to Smitty about being an Atlanta cop or working for the system. How long ago was this?
2016.
2016. That wasn't that long ago.
No.
I thought it was longer.
Like, I look old or something?
No, but I just thought it was something you did a long time ago.
Trying to figure out. No, man. 2016.
So
out of there.
My question is, the people in the court system, like the judge, the prosecutor, police officers, I feel like it's an evil system. So are these people inherently evil? Or does the system make you callous and then you become evil?
I mean, I just think it depends on what kind of person you are and where you was born and where you was raised and how you was raised, because you could become evil in the system. I mean, that's easy, but you can also start off evil.
And why'd you stop? Why'd you get out of the business?
Because it was getting evil.
It was getting evil.
Yeah. And I felt like, I mean, either I was going to die or I was going to kill somebody for no reason. So I said, I got to go.
I remember you telling me once that you got tired of writing people tickets because the system would handicap them, then want them to pay all this money for tickets.
Yeah.
And it was just a revolving door. Then you get on probation. And I have been a victim of this my whole, since the time I lived in Atlanta. I grew up there. I was in that jail in Memorial Drive for 6 months.
Oh, wow.
On the 7th floor. And I grew up going through that my whole 20s. From the time I was 18 to 2009.
Atlanta jail?
I've been in Fulton County Jail.
Wright Street?
I've been in Wright Street, been in Memorial Drive, that jail. I was in Roswell Jail. I've been in Douglas County Jail. I think I've been in every jail. I've been in
addresses in Atlanta.
Gwinnett County Jail. Yeah, I've been in all of them, man. For stupid shit. You know, driving with no license or expired insurance.
So most of your jail was traffic.
Traffic or entering auto. I had a lot of entering autos when I was younger too. But I had more traffic violations than actual physical crime.
That's why you got me here. I'm a former traffic cop. And you wanted to find out why you went to jail so many times.
No, I knew why I went to jail so many times. I was out after dark.
Okay.
And I was black.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah, it's called DWB.
Yeah. Yep. Driving while black.
Yeah, driving when you're black.
Yeah, I had a cop pull me over on Memorial Drive once and said, your car, I just left the club. He said, your car fits the description of a vehicle that was involved in the shooting. I said, okay. He said, let me see your license. All right. Takes my license, goes back to his car, brings me back my license, says, all right, you're free to go. I was still sitting there like, wait, aren't you going to look for a gun?
Yeah.
Aren't you going to swab my hand for gunpowder?
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. Like, you're not looking for that. I thought you were looking for a shooter. So stuff like that would happen to me all the time.
So you knew it wasn't about the car, it was about you personally.
Well, I drove a 76 Cadillac too. I knew the car attracted them to me.
A 76 Cadillac looked like the car. How many of those they on?
76 Coupe de Ville with tint.
Not a lot of those on the street. So your car looks like, yeah.
So it's unique. It looked like a black person's car. And I was a kid. I was 19 years old.
Yeah, I can see how that can. You know, I see how the system could damage, because I'm on both sides of the system. You know what I'm saying? I'm a black guy from the projects in New Orleans, and I've been a victim of police my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So when I became a cop, my duty was to not be that guy.
Yeah.
And that's how I have so many friends like you and, you know, all the friends that I know. Yeah. Like guy just called just now. You know, it's like, it's not, like I said, the system can corrupt you if you allow the system to corrupt you. But you also can come in there corrupt as a person. And I could have easily been corrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been thrown on the ground as a teenager, been put in handcuffs for doing nothing. I got shot at, and they questioning me like I was the shooter. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know, born black, born in the projects in New Orleans, and then moving to Atlanta, and then it just helped me curate who I wanted to be as a police officer.
You believe the system is working the way it was designed to work, or is it broken?
I mean, everything could have some screws tightened, bro. Like, I mean, everything got squeaks.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing's perfect.
So because you said you felt like you were gonna end up either getting killed or killing somebody, I'm assuming you didn't have to kill anybody.
No, not personally.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, no. I mean, I pull my gun a lot of times,
Yeah.
but like I said, if I didn't feel that much danger from the person that I was pulling my gun on, then I'll just put it away and put my hands up.
Yeah.
That was just me. And I mean, like, you can still, my name still ring bells in Atlanta, man.
You wasn't around for Red Dog, right?
I was.
You was?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't a red dog because that's not my part of the job,
Yeah.
bro.
I remember them guys
Yeah.
though. 2 skinny dudes to run you down and some big dudes to flip you over.
Yeah. But it wasn't,
You got caught.
it's like I said, when you come into the system, and I'm gonna call it a system because that's pretty much what it is.
Mm-hmm.
If you come into the system as a certain kind of person, then I love riding motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, when I came in the system, I said, I want to be a motorcycle officer.
Mhm.
Now I found out what it entails once I became a cop, writing the tickets and all that kind of stuff. But all I thought about was, they're gonna pay me to do something that I love to do, like football players. They love to play football. You get paid millions of dollars.
Mhm.
Everybody that does a sport, they grow up loving sports. I grew up loving riding bicycles and popping wheelies and riding motorcycles. So
But besides the obvious like speeding, what are you looking for on a motorcycle? As far as trying to write somebody a ticket.
depends on the day.
Like so when you get on your bike, you start moving around. What exactly are you looking for?
Did my girl piss me off that morning?
Exactly.
Okay, I mean, like I said, it depends, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. Like, cops are human too.
Yeah. So hurt people.
Just like-
hurt people.
Just like the guy in the stock market go to work and he's mad and he probably makes some bad decisions and bad trades and spend people money that I'm just gonna buy 1 million shares, hopefully it works.
Yeah.
Cops wake up the same way. My girl made me mad, I couldn't sleep because my kid was crying. You gonna go to work angry, bro.
Yeah.
So when you run up on somebody, it depends on how that person responds to your anger. You're gonna react and you're gonna lash out.
You think it affected your home life?
Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Being a police officer?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why me and my kid's mom not together today.
Really?
Yeah.
I always saw that police officers had a higher rate of domestic violence.
Oh no, I mean, I didn't have that part of
Yeah. But I mean, did you bring your work home and come home pissed off? Or
No.
miserable?
When I was at home, what I was mad about at home was from home. It wasn't from the job. Like I don't go home because my sergeant pissed me off and get mad at my wife because she ordered me around the house to do something. I mean, that's my job. Like
Yeah.
that's my, change the diaper. Okay, baby, I got it. It's all good. Like, calm down.
Yeah.
But when it came to, answering 911 call, I was on 911 first. I did 3 years working 911, knocking on doors, answering calls, dealing with domestic violence, dealing with, those kind of things. So I didn't grow up in a household with my parents fighting, but being in the projects, you see it. You see how people interact with each other. So when I did go on a domestic violence call, I looked at it like, especially if it was black. I worked Southwest Atlanta. I was in the SWATs.
Okay.
So I was predominantly in black neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So I was in black. He good.
Yeah.
So I was in black neighborhoods. So I knew how to carry myself around black people.
Mhm.
Now, if they'd have put me in a white neighborhood, I think I probably would react different.
Yeah.
So I mean, no, I'm not gonna take that home. I don't want that in my house. When I take off the uniform, bro, I leave all that outside.
Did you ever feel some type of way about taking people to jail who weren't a dick? Like say somebody, they just had a warrant out for whatever, and you had to take them in, and they were just like, "Fuck, what am I gonna do?" You know what I mean?
When I first started working, I did stuff like that.
Mhm.
But when I learned the system, I didn't do that. If I pull you over, you got a suspended license. I know you come from work, you're a hardworking man. Why would I want to give you another ticket to try to force you to be even worse? Like your situation.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man,
I wouldn't have did that.
I very rarely ran into that guy who gave a shit about what I had going on.
Nah, I've let more people go. I can honestly say I let more people go for violations than lock them up.
Yeah.
Only if I locked you up, I had to.
Yeah.
If I come to your car, I'm like, yo, listen, all right, you looking and you sweating. I mean, talk to me right now. Your driver's license messed up. No, it's good, man, it's good. You got any warrants? No, I ain't got no warrants. Child support? No, I'm good. All right, listen, when I get on this thing and this lady start talking to me, it's too late.
Yeah.
You know, so let me know everything right now and we could work through it. We can get somebody to come get you. You know what I'm saying? I can't let you drive off because if you hit somebody and you kill him, then it's my, like now I'm the bad guy. But let's pull your car to the side. Let's call somebody, have them come drive your car away. And then let's find out, because a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know that they had a ticket or they didn't pay the ticket. So you write down everything. Hey man, look, you need to call this state or call this jurisdiction and take care of this outstanding bench warrant. You know?
I never thought about it like that, but there's such an overwhelming fear. I used to physically start shaking.
Yeah, you get scared.
Yeah, so
we can see it.
And because I was going to jail so much,
we can see it.
Yeah, so but I wasn't in the wrong in my car. Like I didn't have drugs in the car or gun or whatever. But I'm sure to that cop, why is this guy so scared? He must be doing something wrong.
It's a natural reaction.
No, it wasn't natural.
No, it is. It's natural. Because me now, as a retired police officer, when I get pulled over, I'm shaking sometimes. When I see them lights, that thing that dropped down in your lower abdomen, that happened to me too.
But this grew over time though. Like it wasn't like the first time I ever got pulled over, ain't whatever. Yeah. But after I started going to jail, every time I got pulled over, now I'm like,
you're trained. That's called training.
Yeah.
It's called training. It's like when you throw a ball at a dog.
Yeah.
And the dog go get the ball and it drop it.
Yeah.
And it make you come get it. The dog is training you. You think you're training the dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what happened in the police force.
And let me ask you this: what are some like positive things you saw as a police officer? Like, what are some beautiful stories? Let's change direction here.
Okay.
Let's
I got it all.
I know there's some bad stuff with police officers.
Got it all.
But you know what I'm saying? But let's not paint the bad picture so much.
No, it's not. There's no bad picture of a police officer. There's no bad picture of somebody that's putting their life on the line to become someone to protect that nobody else want to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody wants to be a police officer. Like, not many people really want to be a cop. Mm-hmm. Some people are born into the job because their parents, some people are raised in certain kind of environments. And like I said, it becomes, because you have to have a certain kind of brain, you have to have a certain kind of mentality to be a police officer. And they put you through all kind of training, mental, physical, and you realize that it's something that you want to do. So positive things for me, I mean, kids, bro. I love kids. Love helping kids. I was officer friendly. I used to pull up my motorcycle, put the lights on. Yeah, I got pictures. I'm gonna show y'all.
I seen the picture.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'll give them to you. You can like flash them on the screen or something. But yeah, I was like officer friendly, bro. Helping people off the highway was a good thing, especially like I actually got cards sent to the district because I helped this lady change her flat with her 2 kids in the car so she can get off the highway. Yeah. And they shook my hand and was thankful and Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of positive to being a cop, So
absolutely.
That's good.
See that.
Go for it.
That's rare.
I know a lot of times we find that there's a disconnect between the community and the police, right? That's very common in this country, right? And you mentioned about training. So do you think that training and having an awareness through that training can help the police when they're in those communities they're serving? Because what I found from my experience, some of the police in my community growing up had no idea of the disparities or the challenges of the people that they were serving. I'm like, you're serving my community. You don't know shit about my community. Yeah. You know nothing about what the history of this community. You're just here to serve. You get training, but is it the right type of training? Because that disconnect with the community, I find, is the education. Is that making sense?
Yeah, because I get it. Like I said, I was born in the projects, bro. Like I'm my whole life. So you have the training that you were taught growing up, and then you have the training in the police academy. You have the training from people that taught you, like the guy sitting on the milk crate.
Right.
That's a different training from the drill instructor yelling at me. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell me what to do and how to do it all day, but if I'm living that life, or if I'm in that neighborhood and I'm seeing this stuff happen and I'm getting to know people and I'm out there doing community policing,
Right.
it's a difference. But you can learn, they can teach you everything in the world in a police academy, but then once you get out on the street, you're gonna have to retrain your mind to understand what these people are going through, what they've been through.
Right.
I mean, and that's in poor neighborhoods, rich neighborhoods, you know.
Right.
I've had rich white people come to me, cuss me out because they didn't think I was doing the job right. But I'm like, you don't know my job. But they feel, oh, I pay you enough, you know, I pay your taxes. I'm like, well, you really don't pay my tax. Like, your taxes don't come in my pocket.
Right.
So I understand that whole training thing with cops, man. You just have to get out there and get to know the neighborhood, you know? Like, yeah, I might not know the history of your neighborhood, but if I get out there and I start talking to people and I, you know, holler at the old lady that's 90 years old that been around the neighborhood all her life, then I get to know.
Shouldn't that be like a mandatory thing as part of the training?
Well, you can't teach me about your neighborhood because I don't know where I'm going. Like they can't have your neighborhood in the training in the police academy. Like you have to put that cop out there.
That's what I mean.
And
But he has to still do it. But I'm saying it would, in my opinion, it's from experience.
Got you.
My mother had us living in many different places, and we had different experiences. They weren't all the same.
Yeah.
The last neighborhood we lived in, they had like a community thing where you can meet the neighborhood cop.
As a kid?
Yeah, they had that. But I saw both sides. I saw where the cop don't care, or it's like they're not really present. But I also saw where the community don't show up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Where there's an event where you're
expecting something, but you're not giving back.
You're not right.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put it all on the authorities because then that's why I said there's a gap between the communities and the authorities. So that's why I feel education is part of that. But just from my experience, it feels like
elaborate on education though. That's what's
so there's different forms of education.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Everyone doesn't have the same education. It's not all college. You have the street level education, right? Then you have the home education, and you have the secular, right? And just experience in life, right? So I feel that part of the education should be, this is again from my experience, is it's not optional for them to get to be immersed in the community. You should be. If you're gonna police these people, that way when you do get pulled over, maybe your legs aren't shaking. Yeah. And now you're like, oh, that's John, or that's Mike. You know him by in their understanding. Okay, man, I know your tag expired. You know what? You have nothing else on your record. Come on, man. You know what? Just get home. You going home right now? All right, man. Then look, just when I see you again, you better fix that. I've dealt with cops like that, and I was like, man, this guy let me go. You know what I mean? But that comes with the understanding of the community, which should be built into training. Just like if you go to school, they have certain things you can't avoid. Prerequisites of classes. You got labs. You got this. You can't say, I don't want to do that. Nah, it's built in. I just feel that would be nice if that was built in, so that way you're getting the exposure to the community, and then what you do with that determines what kind of cop you are.
You know what would be, and I feel what you're saying, but you know what would be even better is if those people from the community let their kids know that being a cop is not a bad thing.
Right. There we go. Right.
You know what I'm saying? More people from communities like that are becoming cops, instead of people growing up seeing cops in a bad light and them saying, you know what, I'll never be a police officer.
Yeah.
But our police officers hated. It's not personal. It's almost like, for me, I don't hate cops. I hate the system for victimizing me. No, I don't hate cops. I don't. But it's when I have to go to court and here's some guy up there that's like, all right, you know, he doesn't even look up at me. He's like, you're going to give me $600 for this, $500 for that, $800 for this. All right, next. You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy I fucking hate. Because he didn't even ask me anything about my life. Can I pay this money? Yeah. I remember going to court and watching them. Yeah. I remember the judge. So this lady was up there, this disabled woman, older white lady, and she was on Social Security. And he wanted her to pay a ticket. She had a public pretender in there. He gave a breakdown of what all her bills cost from her Social Security. $40 for food, you know, $80 for her light bill, blah, blah, blah. He broke it all down. She gets like $600 a month. It was something crazy. And he was sitting there like, well, the judge was like, well, does she have a car? Maybe she could sell her car. You know what I mean? Like, he was really trying to get to whatever pennies he could squeeze out of this lady. This lady could barely walk, and I was so disgusted, man. I almost wanted to throw up because I was so angry. I left there pissed. And for me, I could afford my ticket, but this lady here she had one foot in the grave, and this guy was trying to figure out how to squeeze out.
But you also don't know what she's done in the past either, and what her track record was, how many times she been in there, you know. Like,
But again,
there's a lot of variables, bro.
There is, but she could have been handicapped. They probably gave her some funky fucking ticket for $50 50 years ago. Now they added another 500 on top of that, and then it's just
you don't hate cops.
Snowball effect. I don't hate cops, man. I hate the system that's preying on. It seems like they're preying on the poor. Anytime I go to court, all I see is, the faces are just depressing in there.
I mean, who's going to be happy about going in there? Only ticket you happy about going is you're going on a cruise or something. Man. Like,
Yeah, but
you're going to get on a plane and go to Disney or something.
Yeah, but court can be an inconvenience to some and life altering to others.
I've gotten tickets,
even traffic.
I've gotten tickets before.
Yeah, and fortunately you're in a position maybe you could pay it, but some people just don't have. $200 don't seem like a lot, but it's when it's between that or your light bill, you develop a visceral hate for that system, which is where I've been in my life since I was 18.
But what about stop making the same mistakes, or stop making the mistakes that you're making to put you in a certain situation? I'm not saying it's always that case, but you have to start thinking about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the lady, I pulled over a lady and she was like, well, it's not my fault. My husband was supposed to pay my tag. I was like, what? But that's your husband. It's your responsibility too. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to just say, you're right. Yeah. Since your husband didn't pay the registration, mm-hmm. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah, I mean, she drove out the house knowing her registration was...
Exactly. When was your birthday? Oh, my birthday was last week. Okay, when they told you that every year on your birthday, mm-hmm. your registration expires. Mm-hmm. Did you pay attention to when they said that?
Yeah. I get that situation, but there's others where it's like, for example, say child support.
I've been there.
I was in jail once with a guy that owed 10 grand. And because he owed the 10 grand, they suspended his license.
They do. Now you can't drive. Now you can't go to work to make the money that you need to pay. I've been there.
And they sent him
a letter. I let go.
They sent him a letter in jail. I was sitting right next to him. And shit, I was in disbelief for him. They wanted him to come up with all kind of money. I mean,
I've pulled people over like that, man. I'm like, if I write this dude a ticket, or if I take him to jail, now he can't go to work. He's trying to go to work to pay his bills. Like I said, but I'm a different type of guy, and I've been in a situation where I got the letter like, oh, you owe your baby mama $20,000. I'm like, what?
Yeah, out the blue.
We're gonna suspend your license. We're gonna ground you on airplanes. We're gonna take away your passport. Yeah. Like, nah, I'm traveling around the world. You're not about to do none of that. So when I went down there, I was the only dude in the child support office, and it was nothing but women with kids. Mm-hmm. And they looking at me like, what are you doing in here? I'm coming to contest this. Yeah. A lot of women down there trying to look for their baby daddy to find out, like, oh, let me find his address, so I get it, bro. But you put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. I have to say, so I remember.
Turn that mic to you, man.
Yeah.
And to that point, that's why I feel education is so important in different levels. And it starts in the house. If you don't have it in the house, you're gonna get it from somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. And that molds your thinking. So our environment is so important or powerful in molding us. Yeah. And if we're not in an environment that's conducive to our growth in the right way, then it's going to have us succumb to these prejudices or these ideas that things are just black and white when there's things in between. Yeah.
And a lot of us didn't grow up with a dad. Did you have a dad in the house?
No.
Yeah.
What I really want, and I get what you're saying every time you say it, but it gets me when you say education, because it's about experience. It's not education is something that you learn from.
Let me explain that.
A book, or that's why I keep asking you about education. Like, elaborate on education.
So here's the thing. Think old school, right? Old school education was not from a book. You had the elders in a tribe or in a town. They would actually pass on stories
from
experience. But keeping this in mind, we're talking about youth. If you're in a household or in a family like mine, where you don't have the elders giving you that experience, that not passing it down, Now I need to go outside the house to get that education. Now, if it's not in the books, it's going to be from experience. But what if it's not the right type of experience? So, ideally, we can become victims of our environment. But then we get to an age of what I call accountability. And you mentioned about, okay, well, after a while, if you see you're in these environments, these situations, and it's causing bad outcomes, what are you doing to get yourself from having those experiences? Yeah. Right? Experience is not gonna experience to that person didn't teach them anything, right? But then maybe they need to be educated in a different way from somebody who been through it and that can tell them, hey, this is not the way to go. But not everyone learns that way. Some people learn better from those who did everything right. Now, growing up, I didn't like guys like that. I'm like, this guy don't know what hardship is. But in reality, he does, but he's choosing to avoid it. So that's the kind of experiences as I grew up, I wanted to learn from. I want to learn from the guy that didn't fuck up like that. I don't always want to learn from the dude that's messed up and he's still messing up, but he's gonna sit there and teach me. I was like, I don't want to learn from you. And I had men like that in my family. I didn't really have any good examples of men in my family growing up. My father was not a good example.
Yeah, your mom around?
I had my mom. Yeah. Mom worked a lot though. My parents got divorced.
Well, you probably want to listen to your mom. Like, I didn't listen to my mom.
I didn't. You know as I got older, I didn't.
I listened to my mama, man.
Did you have a dad growing up?
Crazy.
Did you grow up with your dad?
Yeah, I mean, he was around, but I didn't grow up with him in the house.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
In the house either. Yeah. But if I had a man directly in my house to be like, look, man.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think my mom was crazier than my dad, though.
Well,
black mamas, bro. Black mamas, yeah.
Like you said,
but single black mamas are the worst.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
They're worse than that, man. Shit.
Man, my mom.
I was scared of my mama. My mom was my dad too. And I look like my father.
But you don't take advice from your mom when it comes to manly guy stuff.
You don't.
No. I'm not saying that, but you do get a lot of experience on, how to be a man from your mom in certain perspectives.
You hope though. Here's the thing. The problem is that I feel like even going back to what you said about cops, the experiences, it's all individualized.
Yes.
Right? But then you also have it where your experience can be the consensus of the area you grew up in. And everyone feels that way because of their experiences. I'm not saying it's wrong, it's just the fact.
I said, yeah.
Right? So that's why I'm like, okay, well, how do you bridge those gaps, right? Because it's not just with people in authority, right? And sometimes it is in the household. It's like, yo, if you don't respect the authority in your household, what the chances are you going to respect the cops?
True.
But then it goes back to what you said about men. If you grew up in a household and you didn't have authority as a man, you can be that kid out there just messing up because the mom ain't challenge him in a way that he feels as a threat.
Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right.
Come on, mom.
That's exactly what I was getting at. Yeah, I didn't. Yep. Right? You said it perfect, man.
And they deal with a cop like you. They should be grateful because you're probably gonna deal with them with like, all right, come on, listen. And sometimes you gotta do tough love, whether you're a person of authority. As a cop, well, there's different levels of authority. In the house, there's authority. At school, there's authority, and then there's the actual authorities like what you were. If they're gonna give you tough love, guess what? You need to take that shit.
Yeah.
Because that's also a form of learning. It gives you the experience.
In your 20s, you ain't all you see is a threat. I want to do what I want to do. This guy's trying to stop me, so fuck him. You know what I mean? Like you're not.
You're right.
Yeah. Everybody different though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't that guy.
No.
I wasn't.
In your 20s?
I wasn't.
No.
I went to school. I graduated from high school. I went to college, graduated from college. Started looking for jobs, went back to college.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I had a brother that did that though.
Oh, wow.
I've seen my brother go to jail.
There you go. I never saw it.
I've seen
a brother that went to jail.
I had a brother. Yeah, my brother a year and a half older than me. I've seen my brother get put in jail, but I seen my mom crying, and I'm the one that's no, mom, trying to bring my mama back because they taking my brother to jail for nothing.
Yeah, you're the good son.
Yeah, so I was like, you know what? He put enough on my mom that I felt like I had to be right. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom waking up, my brother sneaking out the house. We in the same room. He's sneaking out the house, selling drugs and all that kind of stuff. And my mom crying, and she got to a point where my brother was 16, and she said, "I'm not doing it no more," and kicked him out.
I'm surprised you didn't follow in his footsteps, being younger and not looking up to him.
I had a little sister too, though.
Oh, okay.
So somebody had to hold the house down.
Yeah.
My stepdad was in the military, he was in the Navy, so he was traveling. So I felt like, I've watched enough black TV shows to understand that if the older brother or the father ain't around, it's your job. Like you're the you're the man of the house. Like that was always my thing. Like,
It's very mature of you.
yeah, when you left, when somebody leave the house and they're like, all right, you the man of the house now.
Yeah.
I felt like I had to do that.
That's what's up, man. It's very mature of you. I give you that one.
So yeah, man, I went to college. I always wanted to see my parents proud, like happy.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to get my degree. I wanted to get my diploma. I wanted to do positive things, and
Wow.
I wanted to be a positive influence for my, younger sister, and just make my mom happy, bro. My mom was always sad because, going through relationships and all that kind of stuff, moving house to house, and no good boyfriends and all that kind of stuff. Like, who wants to see their parents like that?
Yeah. Wow.
So
It's interesting.
like I said, I was a different breed, bro. When I became a cop, I didn't become a cop to be a bad guy. I thought that I could help my people, and I did. I could still get on the phone and, when I go to Atlanta, Smitty, I don't have to wait no lines,
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, these are hood dudes.
Yeah.
VIP section, they like, yo, man, you coming with me? Like,
Yeah.
you in a VIP, people looking at you like, man, who is this dude? I'm a regular dude, bro. Like, they think I'm the football player, and
It's a whole nother side to you.
Yeah.
Man. I didn't know. I didn't know that about you, man.
come to Atlanta. I told you.
Go to Atlanta and go out with him.
Told you, if you come to Atlanta with me, bro, you
Well, no,
gonna.
I never thought he was a square dude and nothing like that. I
surprised,
just
bro.
didn't think. I'm talking about your family side.
Oh no, yeah.
I never asked you about it, so I didn't know
No.
what to.
I
knew
don't
so
know.
many
I grew
things.
up fighting and stuff like that. I mean, I did all the get suspended from school and all that kind of stuff, but I never felt like I wanted to disappoint my parents, bro.
Yeah.
Never.
Good for you, man.
They were good. My dad wasn't that good, but he was a good dude.
Yeah.
And but my mom was always like, me and my mom talk all the time, bro.
Yeah. That's
Never
what's-
wanted to see her cry.
That's what's
My
up.
brother did that enough.